I am Dr. Oladipupu Osundunmi. I'm from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. I'm originally born in Nigeria. My family moved over to Canada when I was a teenager, around 13, 14, and came over to Aruba, I think around 2016. Graduated in 2020. And I'm currently a family medicine resident in Decatur, Illinois. It's a program called SIU Decatur, and just am finishing my first year, moving into second year, starting July of this year. Initially, when I was looking for medical school, I was looking into um, abroad. So I was looking into Ireland, Australia, and the Caribbean schools. And what caught my attention about Xavier is, I think one day, just an odd day on a Saturday, I just saw this event happening for a medical school in Toronto, like an hour away from where I lived. And then I was just like, you know what, let me just go to it. I wasn't, kind of interested, but I just figured, let me just go and see what happens. And after that event, I didn't even think much into it. That was 2 years or 2013, around there, or 3 years before I applied. Down the line, when I was thinking of applying to a medical school, I found Xavier, and I was like, this is meant to be. And so that's what got me to send my application. And once I did, got the acceptance, got approved, and I was like, this is it. This is how I'm gonna be. This is my step in my path to becoming a doctor. First of all, we're in Aruba, so that's something that was an appealing factor for sure. What about Xavier? When I was doing my research about it, I think came across someone who had done their basic sciences and clinical rotations in Xavier, and also they were practicing as a resident at that time. And I was able to ask them questions about, what's it like on the island, what's it like moving from basic sciences to clinical rotations, and then, taking the step one and step two examinations. And they were able to give me some kind of a summarized platform on what their process was like. And so that really made me comfortable in feeling, okay, I'm going to get this out of this. I'm going to do the same path or something similar,
Right.
and I'm going to get to the position where I am today. And so that was the main factor, is having someone to talk to that was previously in the program.
Right.
That was helpful for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about when you're here.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk about like the support you received, the support system, kind of some of the stuff that got you to be successful,
Right.
like how this helped you kind of move along in your career?
Yeah. The support that we have in terms of the teaching and what's provided in terms of the platform of learning, you get so much support. From the day one you get here, the teachers that we have in Xavier are really people that really want to teach and want to help you, guide you to gain at least some kind of knowledge, or every day just studying and helping out in that way. The support in terms of, because not everything is just about teaching and getting that knowledge base. It's about social support, the emotional support. So I think the Xavier does a good job in terms of providing it. And you get that social support from friends that you make as well, not only just the teachers. If you have questions around people that you're currently living with, you can get that support from them as well. My clinical rotations, I did most of them in Chicago. Um, as soon as I started doing my clinical rotations. My first rotation was a family medicine rotation, and I fell in love with it. I really, this first day, I said, this is what I'm going to do. Because I don't know if it was the setup of that clinic I was in. It was in a hospital in South Side, Chicago. And I really can't explain it to a great detail as love at first sight. So my rotation started as a family medicine rotation, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go through my other rotations, wanting to learn and wanting to get that same vibe or same feeling as I had with the family medicine rotation. Yeah, in my other rotations, yeah, I did enjoy them, but not as much as the family medicine. You kind of tailor your path into rotations you want to do, you're able to choose which ones you would like to prioritize first, because you have your electives and the required rotations. So you start off with the required rotations, and then you pick out your electives. I think about after 72 weeks of the required rotations, then you can have 24 weeks of the electives. And during my elective rotations, I picked rotations that were tailored to more outpatient style or outpatient rotations because that's where I saw myself, or that's where I see myself practicing once I complete residency. During making my CV and my resume, I figured a lot of things that what I didn't think at the time was necessary or what I didn't think would help me were the main things that did help me. Joining in the pediatric medicine interest group, joining in the family medicine interest group, those were the main key factors into how Xavier provided that platform. If they didn't have that, then I wouldn't have had a story to tell. And because most of my interviews before I got accepted to a program, they were asking, so how was that medicine interest group? What did you gain from it? And so I was able to answer those questions because I was present in those interest groups. I was active in them. I was able to tell them my experiences, and Xavier provided that platform for me. In terms of applications, Xavier also, you get this basis of you have to know a little bit about something, but how do you know about something if you haven't done it before? The good way to do that is to have a mentor or someone you talk to. And Xavier has a good platform in talking to prior graduates, and having that exposure to that helps a lot. I believe it's a great opportunity because everybody asks questions. You wake up every morning and you have questions about things and stuff. But everyone has questions about how to tailor your path. You haven't done it before, so there's no way of knowing how to do things. If you have someone that can guide you, at least provide a platform for you, then that's really helpful in that way. So this alumni meet is, I think, a great thing because you can have conversations with someone who's maybe has finished that from that platform or is currently in it. And so you have that, what would you call it? You have the varying choices that you'd see. So let's say you have a question about how, because I'm in family medicine, what's a day like in a family medicine program, a residency program? So you ask that question to someone who's currently in the residency program, they will tell you how it feels. And then you can, let's say, guide your interest into, okay, do I really want to be a family medicine residency, or do I want to go into something like surgery? Or you ask somebody in the surgery program, how is your day like? What do you do on the daily, or how are your rotations like? And that would give you a platform into what your future would look like. And if you talk to someone who's in an already graduated residency and attending physician, they have a different lifestyle from someone who's in residency. So you can ask them a question and say, how's attending life? What are your schedules like? Are you doing a 9 to 5? Are you a hospitalist or something like that? And that would really give you a 3-year plan, a 5-year, a 10-year plan. So it's really essential, I think, having that communication with people who've done it before, so it can give you a basis of what you need to plan for yourself. I don't think too many programs, too many Caribbean schools do this, where we have this alumni meet from time to time. So the great thing about Xavier is we do have this, and we have a lot of help in terms of teaching, in terms of trying to get our path figured out from basic sciences to clinical rotations. People answer questions as soon as they can. So if you send an email to someone, you don't get that email 2 weeks later, a response. You get it as soon as possible. So I would say come to Xavier, starting the basic sciences. Obviously, you're in Aruba. That's a nice place to be, I would say, for learning. And then your clinical rotations, you can go wherever you want in the United States. I chose Chicago as one of my bases in terms of my rotations, because I wanted to see what it was like in the south side of Chicago, how to provide care for the people who would necessarily say didn't really have access to care as much. And so coming to Xavier, you get that exposure to where you want to be practicing. And I'm in Illinois currently, so that kind of helped me out as well.